They experiment on prisoners first. They did it with food, they did it with everything. Just pay attention to this video. We're about to show you what they're trying to do with the future of prisons.
Imagine walking into a prison where the guard watching you isn't a person at all, but a machine. It doesn't blink. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't care if you beg, cry, or plead. Its glassy eyes scan your face. Its sensors measure your heartbeat, and its processors judge whether you're calm or a threat. This isn't a scene from a sci-fi blockbuster. It's a glimpse of what could soon be reality across the United States. In countries like China, South Korea, and the UAE, robot correctional officers are already patrolling, scanning, and reporting inmate behavior. And while American prisons haven't fully crossed that line yet, the groundwork is quietly being laid. But here's the question: if artificial intelligence takes over the prison system, will it make the system safer or strip it of the very humanity that rehabilitation depends on? And to understand how this future might unfold, we have to start with the cold, hard math behind the American prison industry. Section 1, the economics driving the ship. Running a prison isn't cheap. Every correctional officer comes with a salary, healthcare costs, retirement benefits, overtime pay, and the constant risk of burnout or injury on the job. Prisons across the U.S. face chronic understaffing, forcing officers to work exhausting hours. AI offers a tempting solution: tireless machines that never ask for a paycheck, never call in sick, and never complain about dangerous assignments. The promise is efficiency: robots monitoring cell blocks, scanning visitors, and logging every move without rest. But this economic equation hides something deeper. Replacing human judgment with cold algorithms could reduce cost, yes, but at what human price? And to see what that cost might look like, we need to examine what's already happening overseas. Section 2, Lessons from Abroad. The rise of smart prisons. China has already introduced robots in correctional facilities. These aren't humanoid enforcers straight out of science fiction. They look more like kiosks on wheels, equipped with cameras, facial recognition, and thermal sensors. Their job? Patrolling corridors, checking body temperatures, and flagging unusual behavior. In South Korea, a pilot program back in 2012 tested robots in prisons that could detect aggression or distress and alert human staff. Meanwhile, the United Arab Emirates has integrated robots into broader law enforcement, from scanning IDs to handling visitor management inside jails. These global experiments show us both the promise and the pitfalls. Machines can cut down on routine tasks, but they can also push prisons further into an era of constant surveillance, where every glance, gesture, and tone of voice is data to be judged. But while the world tests the waters, the U.S. faces a unique challenge. Its prisons aren't just about punishment, they're also about control, often on a massive scale, which raises a new question: what happens when AI steps into the role of warden? Section 3, Total Surveillance. The AI eye that never sleeps. Today's prisons already run on cameras, motion detectors, and biometric scanners. But AI doesn't just record, it interprets. Imagine software that predicts which inmate is about to start a fight based on micro-expressions or heart rate spikes. Imagine scoring systems that track compliance and automatically reward or punish behavior. Now add something even more powerful: caution codes. AI officers could instantly tag inmates with alerts like attacks officers, secure move required, high escape risk, COVID clearance, or even restrictions on whether tasers or pepper spray can be used during a confrontation. Section 4, Judgment without empathy. Human correctional officers aren't just rule enforcers. At their best, they diffuse fights, calm down distressed inmates, and use intuition to sense when something is off. Machines, however, don't understand context. To a robot, Two inmates joking loudly might look like aggression. A heated argument might be flagged as a riot. And in those moments, overreaction by AI could actually escalate violence instead of preventing it. Now, imagine those misreadings being locked into caution codes that follow an inmate everywhere. Codes that other AI officers and even outside agencies will treat as absolute fact. Once you're flagged, that tag could shadow you for years. Then there's the question of rehabilitation. Can an algorithm truly help an inmate confront their mistakes, reflect, and grow? Some prisons abroad are already experimenting with AI therapy bots that run cognitive behavioral sessions. But critics say emotional healing requires empathy, something a machine can mimic but never truly provide. Section 5. The Bribery-Proof Guard. In prisons, corruption is a constant battle. Smuggling phones, drugs, or even weapons often involves compromised staff. AI correctional officers, on the other hand, can't be bribed or blackmailed. Their loyalty isn't for sale. This makes them attractive for wardens struggling with contraband problems. A robot patrolling with sensors that can detect hidden items could reduce black market activity inside prisons dramatically. And with network caution codes, if an inmate is caught smuggling once, every AI guard in the facility and every transport officer outside will instantly know to watch them more closely. But there's a catch. What happens if the system itself is hacked? Instead of bribing a single guard, someone could gain access to hundreds of AI units at once, potentially creating chaos on a scale no human corruption ever could. And the threat of hacking leads us to an even darker possibility. Section 6. Civil rights in a machine-run prison. American prisons already raise tough questions about human rights. Overcrowding, isolation practices, and racial disparities are constant concerns. Add AI into the mix, and those concerns multiply. What happens if an algorithm shows bias in its facial recognition, disproportionately flagging certain groups? What if caution codes are applied too broadly, branding someone as a violent threat forever because of one misinterpreted incident? Section 7. The hybrid future, man and machine together. Most experts don't believe robots will fully replace correctional officers, at least not anytime soon. Instead, the future points to a hybrid system. Picture this: AI robots patrol the hallways, scan for contraband, monitor vital signs, and log data. Caution codes instantly update across the facility, ensuring no guard, human or machine, is ever caught off guard. Human officers, freed from tedious routines, focus on conflict resolution, emotional support, and decision-making in complex situations. And before an inmate leaves the prison, their entire digital profile, complete with behavior history, health alerts, and transport restrictions, is already in the hands of the receiving agency. Efficiency? Yes. Safety? Perhaps. But whether this system promotes rehabilitation or just deepens control depends on how it's used. Section 8. America's Crossroads. Security or humanity? The debate comes down to this: should American prisons prioritize cost and efficiency, or human dignity and rehabilitation? AI correctional officers could bring a level of safety and surveillance never before possible. They could share information across entire networks in real time, flag risks, and prepare law enforcement in ways no human system ever could. But they could also deepen the sense of dehumanization that already plagues the system. The choice will shape not only prisons, but the very definition of justice in America. And as technology races ahead, that choice may not stay theoretical for long. Conclusion: a guard without a soul. Prisons are meant to be more than warehouses for punishment. They're supposed to be places where accountability meets the possibility of change. But can true rehabilitation happen under the unblinking eye of a machine that records your every move and tags you with permanent caution codes? AI correctional officers may one day fill hallways across America, enforcing rules with perfect precision but zero compassion. compassion. Whether that future makes prisons safer or strips them of their last threads of humanity depends on the decisions we make right now. Because in the end, the question isn't just whether robots can guard prisons, it's whether a society should entrust its soul to machines. If you found this information thought-provoking and you want to explore more documentaries on how technology, justice, and society collide, make sure to hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. There are many more hidden stories waiting to be uncovered.